Revenge films.
I found out one day that my idiot husband was cheating on me. One of my neighbors said to me, "I saw Sarah and your husband at a hotel together." At first, I thought she was mistaken, but I wanted to check for myself. I went through my husband's phone and looked for any clues about his affair. And I found the evidence that I was looking for. My husband didn't expect that I would look at his phone, so he kept it unlocked. I found lovey-dovey messages between him and his lover, Sarah. My husband and I each had our own credit cards which were linked to my bank account. I decided to check my husband's credit card statements online. It showed numerous visits to hotels where he was having his clandestine affair with Sarah. What my neighbor had told me was true. It was the first time that I found out about my husband cheating on me, and I was greatly shocked. My husband's lover, Sarah, lived in our neighborhood, and she was famous for her beauty, which attracted many men. I wasn't sure why a beautiful woman such as Sarah would want to have an affair with my husband. It made me angry that Sarah acted completely normal around me, as if nothing had changed. Before confronting my husband, I decided to have a word with Sarah. "I know that you're having an affair with my husband." "Oh, I didn't expect you to find out about us so quickly." She felt no remorse for what she was doing to me. In fact, she looked down on me. "You're not satisfying your husband's needs, so I am. He's so into me. He won't leave me alone." "How can you not see how wrong you are? You're having an affair with my husband." "Of course I know that I'm having an affair with your husband. I seduced him because I wanted him to leave you and marry me. He is intent on leaving you for me, so why don't you let him go? It's pathetic of you to stay with him when he doesn't love you anymore." And she had the audacity to laugh. I was furious and ashamed at the same time for being laughed at, so I hung up on her. That evening, I asked my husband about his affair, and he didn't even deny it.
"I'm in love with Sarah, and I want to marry her. I'm leaving you."
My husband hadn't told me that he loves me for many years. And now he was confessing his love for Sarah to me. I was dismayed. I was mortified against my will. Ended up saying, "Fine, we'll get divorced, but don't ask me for anything else." My husband nodded in agreement. Sarah was delighted by the news of our divorce and messaged me. "Thank you for leaving him for me. I promise to make him so happy." I was livid. But I didn't expect their marriage to last. I left the home that I had once shared with my ex-husband and moved into a new furnished apartment. Since my new place was far away from where Sarah lived, I was happy that I wouldn't run into her anymore. 6 months after my divorce, Sarah got in touch with me. "How are you?" "Why would you contact me after stealing my husband from me?" "It's not my fault that he chose me over you. We're married now, in case you didn't know. I'm a rich housewife."
How does that make you rich?
"Well, he earns about $300,000 a year. And he also owns a lot of high-end items. Oh, he wears a really nice watch. That's the only reason I stole him from you. I'm only with him for his money." Sarah was in a great mood. She loved bragging to me about her new life. Sarah was fooled by the expensive stuff my ex-husband wore. She didn't know that he had bought those things with my money. I had no interest in buying extravagant things with my hard-earned money. I think you've misunderstood. He doesn't earn that much. His annual salary is around $20,000. He's not even an employee. What are you saying? How could he afford all those lavish items then? It's not like he borrowed the money from the bank. I'm certain that he can't afford those things with his pay. The $300,000 income he was talking about was our household income when we were still married. That can't be true. How come you're making more money than him? That's not possible. I started my own company with the inheritance that my parents left me. I have income from my company as well as my personal investments. My ex-husband bought all those expensive items with his credit card, which was linked to my bank account. Since he was my husband, I didn't mind that he bought things with my money. So that means that he is not rich? Yes, that's right. He used to have his own business too, but it failed. He still has debts from when his business went awry. I helped him with some of the debt payments, but then I realized that he was using that money to go shopping and not pay back his debts, so I stopped assisting him after that. You're lying. He never told me that he was in debt. I'm not. He received some of our shared assets when we got divorced, but he will need to use all of it to pay back his debts. He won't have anything left after that. Plus, he had to pay me consolation money for cheating on me with you. By the way, you haven't paid me any money for the mental suffering that you caused when you stole my husband from me. I'm sure my lawyer got in touch with you about that. I don't know anything about that. Well, please check. You bragged about the affair to my face. You can't get away with not paying for the damages. I got a hold of the messages that you sent to my husband while you two were having an affair. I'm not going to pay you that money. You should have told me about it before going behind my back. I'm going to sue you for keeping me in the dark. How is this my fault? I'm not obligated to discuss my personal finances with my husband's lover. Even if you don't agree to pay for the damages, I can have the court order you to pay anyway. This can't be happening. I was supposed to become a rich housewife. Instead, I'm being ordered to pay money and my husband is in debt? After finding out the truth about her husband, Sarah lashed out. You deceived me. You're not rich at all. I want a divorce. Then she handed the divorce papers to her husband. But her husband had no intention of leaving her. He was completely smitten. Everything blew up in Sarah's face, but I didn't care. It had nothing to do with me anymore. Of course, they had no choice but to pay me consolation money. Sarah imagined a life of luxury when she married her husband, but he turned out to be penniless. They are now living together in a small apartment and paying back their debts. My ex-husband, too, was having time adjusting to his new life. He couldn't stop spending money, although he didn't have any, and he kept on accumulating debt. Loan sharks would visit their apartment requesting them to pay back the money that they had borrowed. Eventually, they had so much debt and couldn't pay back the money, so they went on the run. They both got what they deserved in the end. As for me, I got rid of the husband who spent all my hard-earned money and lived in a spacious and comfortable apartment on my own.
How was today's video? If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Stay tuned for more.